sallallahu alaihi wasallam is not praised except for this. That is the peak of love to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is when we manifest it in the form of salat. Amirul Mu'minin nabi15 alayhi salam said when he was asked, he said, I make sujud to Allah because I saw Him, the only one fit to do sajadah to. Very deep meaning, and we should try, we should strive to produce this. That is, people who establish prayers. We should all try to establish prayer, and that prayer is not just prayer without alladhina hum an salatihim sahun, not those whose mind fly away when they are doing their prayers. No, not that. But those like Amirul Mu'minin, like Rasulullah, when he started doing his wudu, his body would tremble. Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, Imam Sajjad alayhi salam, when he made wudu, few times he would fall for the fear of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Understanding and having that belief who we will be facing the next minute. This is important. These are the reality of following of Rasulullah. And Rasulullah is praised by Allah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, Inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. It is not for something else, it is because of this. The climax of obedience to Allah, worshipping Him. And as a written, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forever will recite praises to Rasulullah. And at the same time, He says the angels will recite praises on the Prophet, and all the believers will do that. Just imagine if Allah for eternity doing praises on Rasulullah, Allah remembers Rasulullah, the angels remembers Rasulullah, and the believers follows forth. Can anybody take away that remembrance from Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam? There were efforts. Get rid of all the signs of the Prophet. The house where the Prophet was born, the house where the Prophet, the family of the Prophet, the house of Fatima Zahra, the house of matrimonial house of Rasulullah, the matrimonial house of Amirul Mu'minin nabi15, the house of Fatima Zahra. They got rid of them. يريد أن يطفئوا نور الله بأفواههم, but Allah says والله متم نوره ولو كره المشركون. Allah will complete His light. It's impossible for anybody, for whatever that they try, to get rid of the remembrance of Rasulullah. They will never be able to do that, because Allah remembers Him, the angels remembers Him, and the believers remembers Him. He will be remembered. Nothing done can get rid of His remembrance. This is very important. So among the signs, among the practicality, the reality of what we should do are these: preserve our love, preserve our respect and honor among ourselves. love each other, care for each other, help each other. In a hadith from our Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, it is said that Musa alayhi salam once was, Allah spoke to Musa alayhi salam saying, "O Musa, there is a servant from among the servants of Allah who is a sinner. But Allah, yaghfiruhu, Allah says, aghfiruhu wa la ubali. I will forgive him, I will not care for his deeds, his bad deeds, for his sins." Why? Allah says, because there is something in him which I love. Shay'un fihi uhibbuhu. There is something that in him that I love. What? When Musa asked, what is it in him that you love? Hubbul fuqara wal masakin. The love for the poor, the needy. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wasallam was living among the poor. Amirul Mu'minin Ali bin Abi Talib was living among the poor. They were Sharif, the honorable among the people, Bani Hashim. Amirul Mu'minin was putting on garb, patch with patches. Once it is said that Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, he was so beautifully dressed. The Sufi came to him and started attacking him, saying, you know, your father, your grandfather never dressed like this, and see what you are. It is said that Imam Sadiq removed his gown, he opened it. Inside his dress, there were patches. Only the outside showed it was beautiful. Because people of the time of Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, they were living lavishly, they were affluent, they had wealth, they had money, they dressed well. Amirul Mu'minin Ali bin Abi Talib's time, when he was asked, why are you badly dressed? He said, the people are badly dressed. If I dress like a Sharif, then the people will be unhappy. And I do not want that. I do not want to see that in their faces. This is very important. Amirul Mu'minin was feeding the yatims, aitam, orphans, with his own hands, feeding them honey with his own fingers. This is very important. These are the small things. Sometimes we would like to do big things. We want to do big things. We think these big things will help us. No, the small things are the important ones. For an example, in our house, in our home, the man helped the wife to sweep the house. We might laugh at it, but Rasulullah did that. Rasulullah helped Khadijah to sweep the house, and it is recorded in history. These are the small things, but very small things. Very important small things, which will leave impression. Start doing small things, it will grow. So brothers, we don't grow a tree, like in Singapore. I tell you of what problem we have in Singapore. I believe the trees that you plant here, they grow at that spot for years, and you see it grow. In Singapore, no. It is planted somewhere else. When it's big, they take it, they plant it in the roadsides. When there is a little strong wind, everything will fall. We got traffic jams because we see big trees falling on the road